better. Training very, very well.
This looks like it's going to be a pretty big field. Does that tell you that no one's afraid of anybody?
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, you still got to deal with the Derby winner, the Preakness winner. I wouldn't say it's a wide open race because there's no grade one that comes up easy. Everyone's in there to win. So, but I think our horse is certainly capable of competing as well with the group.
What gives you the confidence? His last race?
His last race, just the way he's training. So getting all the good signals from the horse, he's doing well.
How much was that Peter Pan kind of validation for you guys after what happened to him at the start of the Wood?
Well, we were very satisfied, to see the horse come back off of the Wood, coming off a big maiden win especially, and not knowing, if we're going to have a Derby contender, after the Wood. But, once that happened, we knew everything was just going to be a matter of regrouping with the horse, and hopefully he came back as good as he did when he broke his maiden, and he did. It was very satisfying to have him come back and draw away by 13 lengths that day.
Is this a horse that you see needing to have the lead or stay up front, extremely close to the pace in order to be successful, or is it just kind of how his races have worked out in the past?
I think that's just his style. He's got that natural speed that's going to place him forwardly in the race. Not so much where he's going to be running off on the lead. I think he's rateable. Just a matter of him just running in his own, getting in his own pace and his own rhythm, and then that's where he'll put himself.
There's a horse like Oxbow, a horse that he might, not go head to head with, but be able to keep pace with.
Well, I think depending on the draw, who has the inside post, maybe that might determine who's going to, try to get to the front end on the first turn. But, our horse, I don't think it's a matter of him being on the lead. I think he could be very rateable if he has to be. Yeah. So if we're drawing outside of a couple of speed horses, I think it will be probably better for us to be there than drawing on the inside. Because last time in the Peter Pan, we were in the one hole and we actually wanted to be on lead. So he broke a step slow, but actually he made him run up in there to gain the lead. I don't think I think if he just sat still with him, I think he would have placed himself right behind the leaders if he wanted to.
Does being familiar with the racetrack help in a race like this? I mean, the track is so big, and having raced over it as opposed to like someone shipping in, having to get used to the.
Well, this is our home court, so to speak. So he's familiar with the track. He's won on the track before, opposed to some other horses. I think you probably do have a little home team advantage when you're training over a track, and opposed to shipping in over a different surface. Yeah.
And if it comes up wet on Saturday, as is kind of expected, how much does that raise your level of confidence going ahead?
Well, off of his last race, you got to be pretty optimistic about him handling the track for one. So I would certainly feel good about our chances, maybe a little better if it comes up wet, because I know he handles it well, opposed to some others may not. So I think we would have maybe a good advantage there too.
After the Derby, it seems like people were just anointing Orb as just to give him the Triple Crown because he was so impressive. Were you surprised at his Preakness?
I always liked that horse. I always thought he was probably going to be the horse to beat in the Derby, and knowing that we ran second to him in Orb's maiden victory that day, we were second. So on the form, I thought our horse potentially was going to be a nice horse as well. Revolutionary was third that day as well. And, it's hard coming out of a Derby. I mean, I've seen horses not run the same because, they're using so much energy just to even get to the Derby that the stress, sometimes they'll throw in a bad race. And maybe that was the case with him. He might find himself a little stronger into the Belmont.
But what about you look at the horses that'll be in here that have gone to that'll be in all three legs of Triple Crown. How much can that take out of a horse?
Well, certainly he can. I mean, it could take some of this punch out of a lot of the horses that have been on the Triple Crown, campaign. So, our horse is fresh, which I like. So I think going into the race with a fresh horse, he could always be dangerous.